How's it going, guys? Brian Cusco here, Triple B, and we are live. And today we're going to continue on the snake update and go over the species that we haven't gone over yet, as well as touch in with the two retics that were in shed in the last video. And you're watching Triple B TV. And the crowd goes wild. So hopefully it's working, because this is not my first time trying this, and YouTube is giving me problems and making me angry. But hopefully this time's working. Let me turn these lights down. It's so bright. Alright, so we're going to go over the snakes that were in shed last time first. Let's see what's going on here. I know I didn't have a problem this morning. What's up? Seriously. Where's my hook? Where's my hook? No hook. Paper towels it is. Hi, Missy. Want to come out? Here we go, here we go. There she is, there she is. This is Betsy Ross. She is a purple albino, and when she got here, she was really dark. These really dark colors, and she's lightening up a bit, but she's still looking nice and beautiful. Yeah. So you guys there now? Send me a comment if you're there. Let me know where you're at. Check this girl out. Isn't she beautiful? Mess with this lighting a little bit more. See if we can make it better. That's a little better. She's a beautiful snake. Looks like I got 5 people on here, guys. Let me know. Send me a comment if you're here. Because yes, finally it's working. Man, let me tell you guys, I was just as frustrated as you guys that it wasn't working at first, man. I was going through all the snakes and checking it out, and I could see you guys' comments and everything, but apparently you guys couldn't see me with the snakes, which was definitely bumming me out, man. But looks like we got it working now, at least. So I'm brand new to this live streaming thing, so there's some bugs that apparently I need to work through. Eventually I'm going to try and hook up the DSLRs so we can really get that high quality footage with the live. But for now, just got to do with the cell phone footage. But at least you can see me now. That's encouraging. Yeah, so she's gorgeous, man. And she's... You know, people say snakes don't have personality, and there's some legitimate things to that. I mean, they don't have the brain... They don't have the part of the brain that, you know, handles emotions like we do. But with the retics, I mean, I swear they have personality. I know each one of my snakes and how they act, and she can be a little testy sometimes, but she's also pretty mellow once you get her out. Definitely inquisitive, likes to check things out. Let's move on to the next snake. We got a few to go through. So the other snake that was in shed was Paty Laro. And she is coming to you soon. Coming out, baby. Woohoo! There she is. She's gorgeous. So she is a phantom sunfire. And the interesting thing to me about phantom, other than the fact that it is part of the ingredients to make a cow reticulated python, is that it's an incomplete dominant trait, and the super form appears to be a blue-eyed leucistic of sorts. And when you combine it with orange ghost stripe, which is a recessive trait, you get the cow retic, which seems to be an allelic, mix between phantom and OGS. But orange ghost stripe is recessive, and phantom is incomplete dominant. So it's just really interesting that they work out to be allelic, even though their modes of inheritance are different. I'm doing a lot of studying into genetics, and I've got a buddy who's a PhD in genetics, so I'm going to be talking with him a lot and hopefully learn some more. And whatever I learn, I'm going to pass on to you guys. Yeah, me too, man. I'm really glad it's finally working because I was pretty bummed that it wasn't. So, and she's moving around a lot now, but if she gets the right person or finds the right space where she's ready to chill out, she'll just curl up in your lap and hang out for like a good half hour. My friend Laura came over one time and she was crawling through the grass and just crawled up in her lap and just sat there for days. It was so cool. Go get him, Patsy. So Patsy is actually named after my wife's grandmother, because when I first got Patsy, I got her from Prehistoric Pets, and there was a little mix-up in the tubs, and they couldn't find her for a little bit. She was in a different tub somewhere labeled with a different label, and so I left because we couldn't find her. And Laura came to my wife's grandmother's house to drop her off later that evening, and her grandma was so cool about the whole thing, the snake coming to her house, and somebody she didn't know just coming delivering snakes to her house, that I named her after her. I think she's happy with the thought. It was actually my wife's mother who suggested, "What about Patsy?" And I was like, "Yeah, perfect." So, yep, she's named after my wife's grandmother, and she's gorgeous. I love the olive color and the pattern. Super cool. All right, let's keep moving on. We got a couple more snakes. We got a few more snakes. Going in there. I can't tell you guys how happy I am that this is finally working, because I did spend a good amount of time this morning trying to get it set up so that I could just hit play and ready to rock without any issues, and then of course there were issues. If you're just watching live now, go back and watch the beginning, because I made a little special intro for you guys. Once we're done, of course, go back and watch the whole thing and check out that little magical intro. I thought it was special. All right. This is Sangria. She is a blood python. Let's see, so we got a question here. This is what I wanted about the live, was to be able to answer questions live and talk to you guys live. That's the whole idea behind live, is to be live. Yes. How much does a retic grow in a year? It really depends on how much you feed them, honestly. Because, a lot of my girls here, they could be way bigger than they are now if I had fed them heavy. But I'm just not into feeding them heavy. I kind of like them to grow at a more natural rate. I'm not in a rush to get them big and huge. I know they will get that eventually. And I'm also concerned that feeding heavy could shorten the lifespan of the snake. And so I try to not feed them heavy, because I want them to be big, obviously, because big snakes are impressive and it works great for educational shows. Have a big snake, but at the same time, I'm trying to be patient about it and just let them grow at their own pace without overstuffing them with food, because I know they'll get big eventually. It's, even if it takes a little longer, it's not a problem. But yes, to answer your question, how much the retic grows in a year is definitely dependent on how much and how big of meals you feed them. So this is Sangria. She's a normal female blood python, and she used to strike at everything, like literally strike at everything that came within a foot or two of her. just really defensive. And now, of course, you can see she's super tame. I could give her a little kiss. She doesn't mind. Noah holds her all the time, and it's really awesome how she mellowed out so quickly. Because, like I said, I mean, she was super, super defensive. But you just gotta put a little trust that, you know, your snakes are gonna come around and not show them fear. One question I get asked a lot is if snakes can smell fear. And I know their sense of smell is hundreds and hundreds of times better than ours. So I would think they could smell the pheromones that are put off when somebody's having fear. But I don't know the answer to the question. That'd be something I'd be really interested to find out the science and the facts on, is if a snake can smell someone's fear. So that way I can tell somebody when they ask me for sure, either yes it can or no it can't. I usually tell people no just to try and put them at ease, but I'd be interested to know. Yeah, so she's beautiful. And I just love how fat and girthy they get. I mean, she's she's average as far as girth goes for a blood python. You can still see the ridge of her spine, which the breeder that I got her from said that was one thing to make sure, you know, when they're growing, is make sure you can always see that ridge of their spine there. Otherwise they're getting too fat. So, but I mean, even at a healthy weight, they're just so girthy, and every time I see somebody holding an adult, you can't like hold it like most snakes, you know, they don't coil up or wrap around your neck. They just kind of hold them like a big baby like this. Pretty cool. Let's go. Let's get back in there, baby. We got some more friends to check out. I can't tell you guys how stoked I am this is working. Did I say that already? I'm gonna say it again. Alright. She's buried herself. Oh, you can't see. Here we go. She's in there, but she likes to bury herself in the coconut. Woo! She still huffs and puffs at me a little bit. But she hasn't bit me in a long time, which is awesome. This is obviously the hypoberm. What temps are you keeping the bloods at? I've got a hot spot of 88. And the ambient on the cool side is, I can tell you, ambient on the cool side is 79. So it's about, a 10-degree gradient, about 88 or so on the hot side, and high 70s on the cool side. There she is. This is Roxanne. Didn't tell you her name yet. Obviously the hypo Burmese python. And she's a beauty, man. There was actually an incident I had with her when she was still in quarantine, and I was feeding her in her tub, which was a little high up, and instead of getting up on a stool like I usually would to feed her, I just kind of reached up there with my hand and had the tongs, and instead of having the tongs coming sideways at her mouth, I was coming straight onto her face like this, and she went right past the rat and latched onto my finger and wrapped around my hand, and I was just like, I made a little yell. I was like, ah! And as my mouth was open yelling, she smushed and urated all over my face. And luckily, just a half a second before it hit my face, I closed my mouth. I was like, ah! Just got splashed in the face with the urates, and oh man, it was gnarly. I really wish that I had had a camera rolling, because that would have been epic. Yeah, this guy's cool. Yeah, Lance, the live guitar, man. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, I was stoked on that. I was happy to do that. So she's a beauty. She's calmed way down. Definitely calmed way down. she used to hiss up a storm like the whole time I'd have her out. Not the whole time, but she'd be hissing left and right, just huffing and puffing, letting me know that don't mess with her, she's gonna give me problems. But nah, now she's mellowing out, which is what I want, because I would like to bring her to the educational shows like I do with some of the other snakes, but she's just not ready to be around the kids, that's for sure. But she's getting there, and she's getting there quick. Thanks, Larry. Yeah, she's gorgeous. I've got some different racks back here, Zach. This one is actually one that my buddy Shannon Smith made, and then the tubs are Freedom Breeder tubs that he made them to fit into. And so these are Freedom Breeder tubs with a kind of a custom-made rack by my buddy Shannon. And then over here I've got one from Reptile Basics. I've got one here from Herptastic Reptiles. The one on top is Herptastic, and the one down on the bottom is Reptile Basics. And the PVC is nice and light, easy to move around. And how big is my biggest retic is definitely Halo. And I showed her in the last update video, but I'll pull her out again real quick, I don't mind. Alrighty, come here, baby. And she's not huge, you know. She's probably sitting about 6.5, maybe 7 foot at best, I would say. And she could be way bigger than this, you know, if I was feeding her heavy. But I've been giving her extra large rats, and I'm gonna bump her up to jumbo rats here, I think, next week. And yeah, me too, Larry. She's definitely my favorite retic, favorite snake, honestly. This girl is just so mellow, and she's so good with the kids, and she's bright. She's like blowing out the camera. She's such a bright snake, and mellow. If I didn't say mellow, let me say it again. She is mellow. I've had her in a classroom full of children, and she will just I mean, you know, the kids don't always know what they're doing. Sometimes they poke her in the face, and I tell them not to, but after they do poke her in the face, she has zero reaction. She's so chill and mellow, and that's why she's my favorite, aside from the fact that she's gorgeous. We've got a few more snakes to show, and Halo she's already had her moment in the last video, so we gotta move out to the next room to see the other snakes. So get back on in there, baby. This is, for some reason, so much more awkward when people are watching me. I don't know why. Usually I put it away real easily. Maybe I'm worried about knocking the camera over. See you later. Are you coming back out to say hi again? Hi, baby. Hi. We're going to go see some of your friends outside, okay? So you got to go back in for now. But you can come out a little later, okay? We'll come back out a little later. And she's about ready, actually, to move. She's pretty comfy in this tub, I think, but I think she could also bump up. I've got a couple of 4 foot and 5 foot cages that I could put her in. And sorry, some more questions coming in. Is that a retic I missed? Okay, so she is a lavender albino motley tiger het titanium. Angel, I do not have a carpet python, although I do love carpet pythons, and I do love pretty much every snake in the Morelia species. But funny you should mention Morelia, because I'm going to take out Morelia right now. Well, Somalia, technically, I think. But why is that? Oh, there's that big sunspot right there. Turn it this way. Let's see if we can get away from that sunspot. There we go. Live jam session. Yeah, I'd be into that for sure. So this is a scrub python, a little baby Merauke southern scrub python. And the reason that I wanted to get into these guys is because I heard they were a challenge, and I do enjoy a challenge when working with the snakes. But from what I understand now is that the southern localities, or the Merauke, tend to be a little more mellow, which she's definitely proving out to be. She's not struck at me, she's not been defensive whatsoever. A little bit nervous sometimes, but I'm definitely not defensive. No. I just love the way they move. I love when they posture up. Let's see if I can get her to posture for you guys. How many rooms of snakes do I have? Just the two. Just the two. One quarantine and one for the rest of the snakes. Yeah, see the way she postures up like that, that S-ing up like that? That's what I love about these snakes, man. That posture. Well, there's a lot of things I like about them. Love the bigger reptiles like retics, sperms, anacondas. What is your favorite kind of big snake? The reticulated python is definitely my favorite type of big snake, but these scrubs also get pretty big. So scrub pythons are from Papua New Guinea and northeastern Australia, and they're the longest snakes in Australia. So, and the way that these guys move and act, and I'm still just kind of feeling her out and feeling out the scrub mindset, if you will. And I'm trying to get her face in there. But I think the scrubs are going to come in a close second, if not take the lead over the retics. But maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, the retics, just the personality is amazing. I don't have any monitors. I would enjoy getting a monitor at some point, but I just don't think I have the time to give them the attention that I think they need. You know, the snakes are a little easier to maintain with all the things I have going on in my life right now. A monitor is just not something that would be good for me. I wouldn't be able to give them the time that they need, I think. But I would like to someday when I have the time. Let's see, more questions. Am I planning to sell snakes? I actually have some snakes that I'm breeding right now. And when the babies come out, then some of them will definitely be for sale. And that was one of the reasons I started this YouTube channel in the first place, was to find good people out there, so when I do have snakes to sell, I know that I have good quality homes for them to go to, because I don't want to give snakes to just anybody. I want to make sure they're going to be well cared for. So the big part of the reason I started this channel was to find all you guys and people that I could trust to sell snakes to, that I know they would be good homes for. Hey Mac, it was Mac Drew. It was good to meet you yesterday too, man. Yes, I was at a show yesterday right here in SLO County. Awesome little show. But that's why I'm doing live today instead of a regular episode, because I don't have the time to do a proper episode and get it all edited. I mean, I could, but it's not worth it. I build custom retic enclosures. Do you build any of yours? David, good question. And we'll move on to the next. Oh, hi Eli. Look at this guy coming in here. Look at these guys. What are you guys up to down here? No, the scrub python is not for you, Eli. Okay. Hey, Hillary? Are you taking a nap or something? Okay. Eli's trying to wreak havoc. But he's okay. He's okay. I've got the scrub python away now, so he's not going to be a problem. Are you, Eli? So, David, to answer your question, I built this enclosure right here. And I do plan to build more. And I'm definitely leaning towards building them for my retics. This is my plan. And check this out. Bam. Ready? Click. Remote lights. Yes. Click. And let's see who's in here actually. Turn the light back on. This is Margie. Margie is a sun glow boa constrictor. And I named her Margie because, well, actually my wife helped me come up with the name because when she first got here, she kind of looked like a margarita pizza. And so that's where she got the name Margie. And she's cool, man. Boas are so muscular and strong. They're just impressed me with the density of their muscle and how tough they are. And she's an awesome snake. I need to clean her paper. Sorry about that. She'll be a little curious when I first get her out and want to move around a bit. But then once she's been out for a little while, she just kind of sits still and chills out and sits in my lap, which is really fun. This live stream just took on a whole new level. Gentle, Eli. Be gentle, bud. Okay. Come on, bud.
Where's the remote?
The remote is, where did I put the remote? Good question. We'll find it. Let me close this up. And I'll put the hide back in later. Yeah, where's the remote, Noah? Oh, there it is. You got it? You gonna turn it off for me? Hey, Stevie, how you doing, man? Go ahead, bud. Yeah, number 3 right there. Thank you. Okay, sorry, I missed some questions here. Let's go around. Okay. Do I have any aggressive... No, I think I missed a question before that one. What are my goals for 2017? To be alive and healthy. That is my first goal, is to be alive and be healthy and have awesome snakes coming out my ears. Those are really my main goals for 2017, man, honestly. And kids look just like me. Yeah, well, it's a good survival tactic for them. If they didn't look like me, there was going to be a problem. Do I have any aggressive snakes? You know, I never consider any snakes to be aggressive. I know what you mean. That's just semantics, and I'm being nitpicky about semantics. But to me, all snakes that are aggressive are just defensive and scared. And yes, I do have a couple that are like that. The Burm, she was a bit defensive. Not as bad now. The super dwarf retic that I rescued recently is pretty defensive. I mean, if you're gonna say aggressive about any snake, that super dwarf has bit me like a bunch of times. But it's just a little snake, so it's not too big a deal. I mean, we could go get him out right now and check him out. I wouldn't be against that. Let's go take a look. Yes, I was sitting in my bathtub. Got good light there. Here, you guys want to check out my bathtub thing? Might as well, we're live. It's a bathtub. It's a mess. Like everything in my house right now. But this is... The reason I come over to the bathtub is I got these nice big windows that makes for nice light on my face so that I look more beautiful than I am in real life. But yeah, Elvis is a dwarf. He's a super dwarf. And yes, I'm planning on getting some new retics eventually. From what I understand, Zach, is that he is a super dwarf. At least that's what Nick told me. I mean, maybe he was wrong. He told me super dwarf. It's definitely a small snake for a retic, that's for sure. Let's go get him out. Check him out. All right, this is gonna be the last snake we got out right now. Learn to speak. This is gonna be the last snake that we get out for the day, because we've actually gone through everything that we didn't cover in the first 2 update videos. So we'll take him out again. And
This is Elvis.
Hill, do you want to film me real quick to make it easier?
Sure.
Here you go. Thanks. All right, now I got a camera person. Here, go ahead and, how's the lighting?
It's fine.
Fine?
Yeah.
There he is. Eli, can I borrow that hook, bud? Eli's comings? Look, it needs to film you. Oh. It's alright, buddy. Oh, okay, Eli.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Don't, Elvis. I don't know about Elvis.
It's okay. I'll keep going.
Okay.
So there he is, and he's getting better. You know, he gets better every time I take him out a little bit, but he still bites from time to time. But he's out, and he's not biting, not hissing. He's not pissing on me. So that's awesome. But there he is, the most defensive snake in this house. Putting him away is always fun because see how you like to wrap up on my finger really tightly there? That's also, I think, a defensive thing, just trying to get a good grip on something.
Come here.
Alright, Elvis. We'll come out and work with you a little bit more later, okay? I haven't been bit in the face by a snake since I've only been bit in the face by a snake once. And I was 7 years old, and it was my rosy rat snake that I had. Thanks, El. Yeah, rosy rat snake that I had when I was 7 years old. It was completely my fault. I was just playing with him and putting him kind of close to my face and just bit me right on the nose. I was 7 years old. And I remember even thinking that time, I was like, well, that was my fault. But yeah, man, it's hot up here, guys. I'm sweating. Well, so yes, colubrids, Matt, Augusta. I'm looking at indigo snakes, actually. I'm really into the eastern indigos. And at some point, I'm gonna do that. I'm not quite ready right now. I'm not gonna take any more snakes in at the moment until I've got some things that I've got planned that I need to get taken care of, and I'll be showing you guys that stuff. I'm not ready to share it quite yet, but once I get that stuff under my belt, then yeah, some colubrids are definitely in the future. Hey, bud. You got something to say to everybody? Yeah. Well, guys, I think that's gonna do it for us today. This was a good long thing. We're at what, 32 minutes? It's a good, decent long first live stream, I think. But I want to thank you guys for joining me here. And geez, you know, sometimes I scroll through YouTube and check out different videos and look at all the comments. And some people sometimes say some nasty things out there, man. And you know, in the year I've been doing this, I haven't had a single nasty comment, and I really can't thank you guys enough for that, for having all this positive feedback and reinforcement on all this stuff. It means a lot to me, so I really appreciate it, guys. And we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. The Pomona show that I went to, I still got episodes to upload from that. Talked with some cool people, saw some cool animals. I'm gonna head to Tinley Park next month. I've got interviews lined up with Garrick DeMeyer from Royal Constrictor Designs, and I think Jeff Byers over at Constrictors Unlimited is going to do an interview. I'm trying to get one going with Justin Kobylka right now, and I think I've been chatting with him, but he hasn't answered yet about doing an interview. But I'm pretty sure he'll be into it. He seems like a pretty nice guy to me. So cool stuff coming up, and thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. You guys take care. Say bye, Eli. Say bye-bye, bud. All right, later, guys.